assortment, I'm eclectic ASMR. Hello. So, it is incredibly early in the morning. That's why I actually had to break out the ring light, because this was too bright to keep my blind open. And it's also good for the little bit of extra sort of focus that we can put here on the visuals of today, because today is the first ever member inspired video. So my check-in today, really quickly, is just think about something that makes you happy, because there's always some things that we're thinking about almost constantly, at least in my case. I'm not sure if this is the case for anybody else, but there's like 6 or 7 things that I can think of in a day where I'm like, this is what is making me sad, this is what is stressing me out, this, that, and the other thing. So, if I consciously think about the things that make me happy, that really does help. And today's sort of video is themed around that. So, just to kind of give you the lowdown as I moisturize my hands, it's weird that whenever I sit down to film one of these, like any video, I'm always so acutely aware of how dry my hands are, and I've got no idea why. Because I moisturize, like, often enough. Maybe I just not enough. That could be the case, but this is just that hand and nail treatment cream stuff from Clarence that I usually get as free gifts. I wouldn't recommend it. Like, if there's a tube of it, don't buy it unless you're, like, looking for something that you put on in the nighttime and it makes your hands a little bit greasy. When I only put, like, a little tinier bit on, it's a little bit better. But the member video, that is sort of what is happening today, and I think I'm putting out two of these on the same day. I'll probably end up doing it like that. That way it's like, here's both of the sort of first half of the month's member videos, and then both of the second half. And so that's kind of how I'll do it. For those of you who are not aware, I did recently launch membership features on the channel, just because there was a commenter who expressed a sort of interest in helping me fundraise towards getting a Blue Yeti microphone. So I thought that would be a good idea, but I didn't want to impose, mostly because I just feel, I mean, with money how it is in these days, I feel uncomfortable doing this, but I'm glad that there are people who watch this channel who are, like, very much willing to support me, which is, like, sort of out of this world to me. So this video is going to be the Sprouts monthly video. So there are 2 tiers. I will tell you about the Sprouts tier in this video, and then the other video that comes out today, where I will be dressed the same, mostly because I'm filming them both at the same time. The Sprouts tier is a 99 cent tier, and essentially what this gives you access to is it gives you access to a badge, which will probably change as the months go on. I don't know how I'll do that. If maybe I'll put up like an image poll to see like what the 1 month of being a member badge would graduate into. I'm not sure. And then an ever expanding cast of sort of custom emojis. I've put in a couple of them are like a couple of the plants that I have. There's one that's a little rainbow that I thought was so cute. There's a double purple heart, which is sort of a send-off that I have this is accessible to every member, of course, and then also accessible to every member. I'll be making like a monthly progress report for how close we are to getting a Blue Yeti, just to keep things transparent. And then if we ever set any goals for the future, then I will of course be transparent about those goals as well. And the other two things that you get from being a Sprout is you get at the very sort of like the end of the third week of the month or so, I'll read out all of my members' names, trigger word Tuesday style. And then there's also the Sprouts monthly video where I think I'm going to be ending up doing it one of two different ways each month. One way, I might have two video ideas that I'm like, I want to try that, or I want to try that experiment, or I just want to do something like this, but I'm not sure if I should. I will sort of put up a poll for the Sprouts to vote on one or the other, or if it's three choices or whatever. But what I ended up doing this time around was just polling the Sprouts, saying, hey, does anybody have a video that they would really like to see on the channel? And then I kind of chose sort of my favorite / the most popular idea out of the couple of choices. So that is what you get as a Sprout. I'll talk about the flowers tier in the other video. Let's just get to it. So, the reason why I started talking about the little things at the beginning of this video is because the Sprouts on my channel wanted to see like a show and tell style video where I have like a collection of something and then I show it off to all of you. Now, this, I could probably film like at least 10 versions of this video. I have a lot of collections, and this is like over the course of my life. If I like something, it is my personality. Case in point, the alocasia, the coffee plant, I call it a pothos, not a pothos. I like calling it pothos better. My other alocasia, my alocasia friedic. I get obsessed with collecting things, my plants, my books, my video games. I have probably somewhere close to 5,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards in my basement. Similar energy for Pokemon cards. I have a ton of collections. So if you ever want to see more show and tell videos, I'm your guy. So I have decided in this video to show off a collection that I can do a lot of rambling about, because I think that my rambling is where the magic happens. So we're going to get started. This collection that I am showing off to you, is a small piece of my pop figure collection. The first couple of them are going to be Overwatch pop figures, because that's the video game / media franchise that I have the most pop figures relating to. And yes, I know, whatever, I see on TikTok that it's a red flag if a guy collects pop figures, but you know what? I'm a nerd and I will collect my pop figures if I want to. So these pop figures, there's something about them that I find to be very accessible. I have always liked figurines. I have always liked this sort of like more cute style of figurines, I guess. It's not quite cheapy style, but like, I guess it's in the ballpark of that. And I also love Overwatch, mostly because I think most queer video gamers have at one point gone through an Overwatch phase, which mine is actually currently in a lull. I have not played Overwatch. It's probably been about 6 months. Mostly because I think Overwatch 2 and the Battle Pass system is like, I'm not saying bring back loot boxes. I would never say bring back loot boxes. get-go. And I understand that this was a marketing strategy and that Activision Blizzard is an evil company beyond measure, especially in terms of the way that they treat their employees and they utilize crunch time and all that kind of stuff. What I appreciate about Overwatch's approach is that it has always been unapologetically dedicated to representation. I understand that in the video game industry, a lot of video games are dedicated to representation, and then behind the scenes, a lot of the corporations that run these games and that run these development houses are not. So keep that in mind. A massive reason why I'm not playing Overwatch right now and why I'm not buying into the Battle Pass system, which I've only bought 2 of. That was like when Overwatch 2 first came out. A massive reason why I stopped buying the Battle Passes is because I just didn't feel morally okay with supporting Activision Blizzard. But if you do, no hate to you. I understand. I completely understand. But the other thing that I do that is controversial is I take all of my pop figures out of the box. I understand that this is blasphemy in the pop figure collecting world. Again, I just like having them out. I like having them on display. I like just having them, I don't know, like out and visible. I've taken pictures of every box that I've gotten. There's a couple of boxes that I have still in our basement where it's like, I can, like for my favorite ones, I can look at them. I realize that the day that I move will be the day that I hate myself for not keeping the boxes, because I would say it's over 30 pop figures at this point. Maybe more than that. I should actually count, but yeah, moving with them is not going to be the best. But anyway, so this is a pop figure. I have a pop figure of Farah's regular skin. There we go. But this is Farah's Anubis skin. I saw this on sale on Amazon. It was $10. And there was no way that I was not getting a special skin for Farah at a discounted $10. There was no way that I was leaving that site without it. Mostly because I don't play Farah much at all anymore. I do, like, there's probably, like when I am playing, usually I spend about an hour a day when I'm actually playing Overwatch. In the times that I am playing it, usually I spend about an hour a day in Overwatch, and usually one of those games is Farah. Or like a couple times a week, possibly. But I just love Farah's whole deal. I love like her abilities. I love the area of effect because I'm awful at aiming. I just think that her concept is so good. I also like staying out of the fray of things. That's why mainly I play support. I never play tank. There was a period in my life where I was playing Orisa. Just because I absolutely love Orisa's design. But I usually play support, and that's, well, pretty much it. Right now I would say the majority of my time in-game is spent playing Lucio. Mostly because I like where Lucio is at right now, and I've gotten way good with Lucio's sort of like movement abilities. Another sort of main, but I would say that I don't play a lot of anymore, is Zenyatta. Kind of rotating them through here, is Zenyatta. I love Zenyatta, just everything about Zenyatta. Zenyatta is actually the character that I kind of first ever clicked with. I got Overwatch back at, like, Overwatch 1 back at release in 2016, mostly because Tracer, because she was a lesbian. I think if she's bisexual, somebody please let me know, because bi erasure is a massive problem. Do not participate in bi erasure. Bisexual people exist and they're valid. But so I was like, okay, Tracer. I like Tracer. You can hear the train in the background. But Zenyatta is actually the first character that really like clicked for me, where I was like, oh, I get it now. And of course, Zenyatta is the reason why I play support so often now. And I would say that I play Zenyatta often enough. So because I do like the support characters where I'm allowed to do damage as well. There have been games that I've played where I have the highest kill count with the Zenyatta, not bragging, but kind of bragging. Just kidding. I'm not an Overwatch snob. So, next up is my Symmetra pop figurine. Symmetra. I love Symmetra. Everything about Symmetra's whole idea, about her backstory, about like the fact that she's an architect. I love everything about it. Like these like heartlight construct kind of things that she creates. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I love Symmetra. Ooh, train is loud. But I used to play Symmetra all the time. I used to play Symmetra back when she was like in the non-support, I think. Was she in the defense category? I forget how Overwatch 1 works, but they removed like a category of hero. Now it's just like assault, support, and tank. No. Okay. Again, please tell me if I'm right or wrong. It's been a while since I played Overwatch 1 specifically, but I used to absolutely adore Symmetra. I think Symmetra is a victim to too much alteration by Blizzard, where I think that like her original moveset, at least from what I can remember, I preferred. Like, I think her being able to shoot her turrets like out onto an opposing wall or whatever is a very good idea. That's probably the best change that's been made to Symmetra. But I also love her main weapon attack. I think it's a very good, like it's such a good concept where you can either charge up the projectile and shoot it, or you can just get up in somebody's face and like deal sort of damage that increases over time. That's like a crescendo. But I don't know. There's something about like the changes to Symmetra's moveset that I'm like, I still like playing her, but I just don't like using a lot of her abilities. I don't know. It's a funny sort of thing how I kind of like phase in and out. So that is Symmetra, and of course, with Symmetra came a little turret, which is just so adorable. Like, how can you not love Symmetra? Symmetra is amazing. So please don't fall. Symmetra's got a tiny bit of a lean backwards. Same thing with my Sombra figurine. And actually, no, not my Tracer. Never mind. Okay, so we're getting to the two characters that I have actually not played a lot. I've played Mercy less than I've played Tracer. I just love this Mercy skin. I love her orange and white thing that she's got going on, but I just love this blue on this pop figurine, and I love the way that her wings, like the apparatus for her wings, look. I also just love Mercy's design in general. So that's Mercy. Now, the time traveler who started it all Tracer is probably one of my favorite video game characters of all time, and that's saying a lot because Overwatch characters, they get backstory, they get like fleshed out and all that, but like not as much as other video game characters because it's such a big cast of characters. So I love Tracer. I just love Tracer. I do not play Tracer very often, mostly because I am not good at, like I said, that fast-paced zipping in, getting a kill and zipping back out, or like aiming that ultimate where she has the sticky bomb, which hopefully hasn't changed and that this video is not anachronistic, but whatever. But yes, I love Tracer's whole design aesthetic. I love like the chrono accelerator in her chest. I don't know. Everything about it. Her relationship with Winston is really cute. I don't know. I just love Tracer. Also, her guns are cool. Okay, so last two Overwatch figures. These are two that I play quite often currently. I'll bring them both up to the forefront. You can't really see them, but just for my ease of grabbing. This is Echo. There's an Echo in this canyon. Backyardigans reference. But I love Echo. Everything about Echo combines the best parts of like Mercy's design and Zenyatta's design and like the ideas behind Symmetra, and I don't know, everything about Echo I absolutely love. This figurine is also absolutely adorable. You can see like her face is like transparent and she's got that sort of like halo back behind her, and her wings are like detached from her body. Her legs, everything about Echo's design is perfect. I love Echo's backstory. I love how Echo plays. I love like she like shoots out those time bombs, those sticky bombs, or like whatever you call them, and like the damage that has the potential to do. I can't tell you how many like clutch kills I have gotten with Echo. I absolutely love everything about Echo, and I love everything about this little pop figurine, which I just think is so cute. By the way, I am not ranked in Overwatch. I just play it for fun. I don't know. I'm never the kind of guy who's like, I need to get in ranked for anything. The highest that I ever got in ranked is I think I got to like the top 10 in the silver tier of StarCraft. And this is like, it's 2024. It's probably about 10 years ago. StarCraft 2. Which, funny enough, another Blizzard franchise, now that I think about it. But I got into the top 10 of the silver tier, I think, of Heart of the Swarm DLC, expansion pack, whatever you want to call it. No, I've never ranked in Overwatch. I have, like, here and there, but it's only really ever Bronze League. Like, I never play ranked. I don't know. Something about, like, ranked shooters I just don't really go with. I just like the gameplay. And then, of course, the woman of the hour, the one that I've spent probably the most time with other than Lucio. Well, I've also spent a lot of time as Farah. Well, but no, I've spent a lot of time as May. Anyway, May. I adore May. She's adorable. She's so cute. Her backstory, fantastic. Her whole deal, fantastic. Her moveset, fantastic. I love her moveset. And, of course, I love any hero that can go into an invulnerable healing state, because I tend to take a lot of damage. Usually I have the highest amount of deaths on any one of my teams if I'm playing, like, on a team. Especially if I'm freezing of enemies, the little ice spike that she can shoot out. It's sort of like, it's sort of reminiscent of how Symmetra operates, but like with a lot more potential to be annoying. That's why I love May, the potential to be annoying. Okay, so that's May. Absolutely love May. She's adorable. She's just in the back over there. Not enough space. Oh dear. So now we move over to some more like random pop figures that I have. I'll actually bring out this guy first. This is Grunt from Mass Effect. This is Grunt from Mass Effect, who is probably my absolute favorite character from Mass Effect. Yeah, I think so. That's very hard to say because I absolutely but Morden. Crap. Well, okay. I love the majority of the characters from Mass Effect. Do not get me wrong. Mass Effect is probably, like, I would say, this is controversial. Mass Effect 3 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I know the ending, whatever. I played Mass Effect 3 when it first came out. I think it was like 2012 or something like that, and I was quite young. And that is 100% the reason why I enjoy it so much. And I think the revised ending is much more fleshed out, I would say. But everything about that story, that it culminates, and now that I've finally played like 1, 2, and then 3 fully with one character, it's just it's a masterwork of cumulative story. And I know it's not like the most, it's not The Witcher 2, which has such a dramatic branch in it, or like other video games with more like decision making have a lot more sort of freedom within them. But Mass Effect set an industry standard, I would say. But I enjoy it so much. I enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy the dialogue system. I enjoy the personality of the games. I think that they are so well done. They are also, BioWare is an Alberta game studio, so I would be an idiot not to support them. But it's just such a good game series, and it's such a comfort to start up Mass Effect 3, which I think has one of the most interesting opening sequences, because like imagine it's 2012, I am like just stepping into being a teenager, and I watch the opening of Mass Effect 3 for the first time, where massive purple robots descend from the sky in Vancouver and start tearing shit up. I was like, this is the most unique thing that I have ever seen. And honestly, I think the story to it is one of the most unique storytelling things that I've ever watched or seen. Like the idea of like this giant sort of race of aliens that comes around every 50,000 years to cleanse the galaxy of life, to be able to prevent machine intelligence from becoming like too much of a like thing. I think it's so brilliant, and like there's a lot of poignant commentary on like technology and how far things should be going with technology, and like I don't know, I think it's also fascinating, all of the lore behind everything. This is the only game where I will read the entire codex all the way through and find it entertaining. I'll read the codex all the way through of many, many, many games, but Mass Effect is the only one where I'm like locked in. All of the history and the story and the fact that this galaxy feels as though it has been lived in for centuries, and then humans just roll up and they're like, hey, and then they start a war with the first alien species they come into contact with. Like, it's such poignant social commentary, and I understand that it's not groundbreaking anymore, but back then when I was a kid, 100% do that, because I think it's just, if you are a video game enthusiast, video game historian, I think it's sort of like, not required reading, but like it's important, I think, in terms of video game history, if that makes any sense. Then, of course, I have Baby Yoda, Grogu. I know, but I was just looking if it says the name. No, it doesn't say which specific figure name this is, but this is Baby Yoda. I still am so married to calling him Baby Yoda. I'm sorry, but I just can't. I can't not. He's so adorable. He's so adorable. This figurine, especially, with his like little fur coat, his little bobblehead, he's holding on to like that little screw off thing from the Mandalorian's ship. But yeah, I absolutely love him. I love him so much. I love Baby Yoda so much. He's so goddamn cute. I love that show so much too. I think it's such a good idea to take Star Wars in like an episodic direction to fill out the world, I would say. Like in sort of like in the way that most of those seasons are made up of episodes that are essentially vignettes of different adventures that they've taken with an overarching story. I think it's the same reason why I love The Bad Batch so much. That show, I think, is so good, and also like the commentary of the animated Star Wars shows are so amazing. Like, I love how the anime, like The Bad Batch, tackles this idea of like, what does a society do with its veterans when its veterans are no longer needed? And like the perception of they're no longer needed. And like how regimes will treat the people who formerly fought to uphold them, and how they are treated once they have become sort of the class of people that is not obsolete in a way, but the way that the clones have explored that idea of what is obsolescence in a society that shifts from sort of authoritarian to outright totalitarian. I think it's so interesting. And like the fact that George Lucas originally meant for Star Wars to be like a commentary on the Vietnam War, where the rebels were the Viet Cong, and like the Empire was meant to signify the American Empire trying to flex its muscles across the world during the Cold War. I think it's so poignant. And then the fact of like The Bad Batch, Dave Filoni carrying that legacy onward, speaking about like what does veterancy mean to a society that enjoys an expendable military population, or that they view as expendable, especially in like a post Iraq invasion world, talking about veterancy in that way, and the way that we leave those veterans behind so often, especially in American society. And of course, I am a Canadian, so I don't have as much ability to comment on this, but it is just so interesting to watch that play out in a Star Wars show. I don't know, very interesting. And then of course, I have my Ahsoka. Again, point of blasphemy, I have not watched Ahsoka all the way through, but that is because I have too many things to watch and too little time to watch them. I'm a person who likes to watch something all the way through, or else I'll never finish it. I'll have like 6 projects going on, or 6 things that I'm watching going on, and never finish any of them, because I'm like, well, I don't want to finish it. I just need to watch it all the way through. So right now, my current project is watching this current season of The Bad Batch. Then it goes back to finishing Star Wars Rebels. And then, I don't know, then maybe I'll finish Ahsoka. Possibly. I watched the first episode. But I just love Ahsoka. I love everything about her. I love her character arc. I love like where they took her design, her new lightsabers. They are so fantastic. The final season of Star Wars The Clone Wars, those last couple episodes where she's escaping myself that I have ever watched. I love them so much. I love them. Just watching that whole like Order 66 fiasco carry out across multiple different franchises. Her fighting Darth Maul, and then him like shrieking as he is captured, like, you're all gonna die. Oh my god. It's just, I watch that whole arc, like Ahsoka trying to liberate Mandalore again, and just, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. So that is why I have an Ahsoka, because I love her, first of all, and then also because she's just got such an interesting story arc, and she is present for a lot of interesting story arcs. Then of course I have my Chewbacca commandeering an AT-ST. This one is just so cute. I'm gonna keep it beside me here, since he is the only one that will be able to sort of stand tall enough for you to see. There we go. While I talk about Pokemon. So, this is my Arcanine. I love the way that he looks. I've actually never used an Arcanine, and I think that I'm going to, now that I have this pop figure, the only thing that I feel terrible about is that I just don't like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm sorry. I find it not fun. I'm sorry. But I replay old Pokemon games a ton, and then I save. I save my Pokemon, and for the ones that I can't like trade into the newer games, I just take pictures of them. I write down a little note about them, and then I restart a new game. I think it's very sweet. I think it's very nice to be able to do that. But yeah, I really want to use an Arcanine because this pop figure is so cute. Like his mane, it's adorable. Then I'm saving my favorite pop figure for last, but sort of as honorable mentions, here is my miniature Mewtwo pop figurine and my miniature Lapras. I really want the big Lapras because I just think Lapras is so adorable. And then, of course, how could I not? My favorite Pokemon of all time, my Sylveon. So cute. Everything about Sylveon I love. Also the fact that Sylveon has the unofficial trans colors. Well, not the unofficial. Sylveon has the official trans colors just as part of his design. And, like, the fact that that's a thing, and that, I don't know, like, I know it's never been confirmed to be intentional because Nintendo is very cagey about progressive things like that. But just the fact that I can hold this up and say, yes, this is my beautiful trans flag Pokemon, makes me so happy. And of course, you can see my giant Sylveon. There we go. My giant Sylveon in the background. And of course, I have a little Sylveon keychain. I have another smaller Sylveon plush. I have a couple little other Sylveon figurines. And then of course, I have this Sylveon right here. My pride and joy. I love Sylveon. I love her. I think 75% of the time Sylveon is male, and 25% of the time Sylveon, you can't really see, 75% of the, or 25% of the time Sylveon is female, and that just makes me more happy, because every Sylveon that I've ever raised has been male, and just like the fact that it's so gay, it's so cute, I just love it so much. I just love it so much. So I will put Sylveon right up here. Hopefully that you can see without my shoulder. There we go. I'll put it over that way. Sorry for the ding. So now that is kind of the end of gorgeous and radiant sprouts. And that is June Buggy, and Melanie. June Buggy and Melanie. June Buggy, and Melanie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for chipping in. You're absolutely radiant. You're fantastic. You're wonderful. If you would like to become a sprout, there is a join